The red azaleas really look nice this year. Boy, I'll tell you, they bloomed out really pretty. Really good. I love that red look. And our little purple ones aren't doing too bad either. It's a smaller plant. We had a whole bunch of them here, but they just died off one by one. They're slowly coming back, but I don't know. It takes years for these things to really look nice. Yeah, it's been about a week now, and all the old radishes have popped out. Every single hole that I put a seed in has a radish coming out. And maybe one, maybe one right there is not. But all the rest look really good. Can't wait. I'll film them again in another week. The capacitors for the JCPenney AM/FM stereo receiver have arrived, and I thought I'd show you the way this guy packed. Check this out. In a padded plastic bag. Then he went ahead and this guy is going to get good positive feedback. Look at that. And he wrapped it in cardboard, and he put it inside the cardboard and wrapped it again in bubble wrap. 2 capacitors. All that for 2 capacitors. Wifey Snowball tree is doing pretty good too. They're about halfway all bloomed out. They'll get twice as big as that, and they'll all be pure white here in about another, well, I guess by next Friday probably, which is about a week from now. They'll really look nice. What's the matter, Mac? What's the matter with my baby? I gotta call up his groomer tomorrow. Today's Sunday. I'm gonna call him up tomorrow. Tell her that I want him to have his hair cut all the way down now. It's starting to get a little warm around here. He's looking a little uncomfortable, I think. Well, Wifey has decided to get out there and do the first mow of the year. I mowed one side of the house, she's mowing the other. Of course, she takes the easiest side. She's having a good old time out there. We kind of let her grow a little longer this year. We wanted the bees to really work the flowers. Someone asked on the, I think that was the last Mish-Mash video, wanted to know if we have any beehives in the area. Down below the road, there was some. All the way at the end of this road right here. It goes down about, well, maybe 3/4 of a mile. There was a lady down there that had a whole bunch of bee boxes, whatever they call those things. I forget. Anyway, so I don't know if she still does or not. She's just having a good old time there. Oh boy, look at that. She got her old Mexican hat on. Genuine Mexican hat, bought in Mexico. Every year Wifey tells me what this plant is. I just can't never remember the name. It looks really nice this year. It started out a twig, just a sliver little twig, no bigger around than a toothpick, and it was only about 4 inches high. Now look at it. This is what it became. And it's not fully bloomed yet. Boy, I'll tell you what, these are really nice. I don't know. Wish I knew what it was. She knows. That's a pretty one right there. I received another package today from one of our subscribers. I have no idea what's in this thing. You know, sometimes it's from our subscriber Ansel, A-N-S-E-L. I kind of feel like that guy in Pawn Stars, you know. You never know what's going to come through the door. So let's open it up and find out what's in there. And the potatoes are popping through. All right, that's the only place. Looks like there might be some trying to bust through right there, and maybe the dirt's beginning to hump up a little bit there. Well, I ordered 2, and he sent me 3. I don't know why he did that. I guess I'm going to have to contact him back and ask him if he wants a little bit more money. Anyway, the name of the outfit actually is, there it is there. It says Seller. Do-it-yourself-electronic-store. Good seller. I think he's a great seller. I'm going to contact him back about this extra cap. I don't want him giving away the store. You know, he can't make any money if you give everything away. For Christmas, my son bought me this Toshiba 1 terabyte flash drive, you know, hard drive, external hard drive, whatever you want to call it. It's powered from the USB cable on the computer. And I decided to go ahead and finally use it, you know, to back up my entire system, which I have done. I went through everything. He says, do you want to back up your entire system? I said, yeah, we went ahead and did that. Took a long time, and now I'm back to this right here. Look what we've got here. It says, back up now. What the heck is that? I already backed it up once. This thing is really confusing to me. I don't know what's going on here.
It seems as though I'm never gonna win, 'cause just when I think I'm through loving you, you're back on my mind.
Not too shabby, huh? The new caps are in, the light bulb's there. Both of these meters are actually lighting up. It's just that this one lights brighter than the other. They're lit from that piece of plastic up here that has the bulbs in it. And this is at the far end. It just doesn't light very bright, that's all. Other than that, she's fine. Wifey is growing a couple of tomato plants in pots, as well as my potatoes in the barrel and all that stuff. I wanted to put together a hoop house this year, but I'm way behind schedule on that, so that probably won't get done until midsummer. Maybe later to midsummer, depending on how hot it gets. But these tomato plants are looking really nice right now. They're real tall, real thick, good stuff. And then she's got a few of these little old red flowers out here. I have no idea what they are. Let me see, she usually sticks the plastic thing in there. What kind of flowers are these red things out here, honey? Oh, she don't know. Well, I sent an email off to the outfit I bought those two 6800 microfarad electrolytic capacitors from. The name of the outfit was DIY-electronic-store. And I told him, I said, hey, look, you know, you sent me one too many. I ordered two, you sent me three. You know, do I owe you any more money? And their answer was, you do not owe us anything. Please keep the extra piece as a complimentary gift for choosing our store. Thank you for your purchase. Now, wasn't that cool? Is that cool? These guys are on eBay, DIY-electronic-store. And I'm amazed. I'm just stunned by that. Well, here's some nice petunias that are beginning to fade out a little bit. The yellow ones are pretty much on their way out. I think we might have one or two coming in and several going out. But I like the purple ones. I always did like purple. That looks really cool. We went over to Rusty's little bed on the floor that he likes to lay in. And look what we found. Oh, that little money hog. He just tore it all to pieces. I'm glad that wasn't like a $20 bill or something. That Rusty, he's something else. Let's see how the second barrel's doing. Oh, yeah. Look at there. We got some popping out right there. Another one there. And the dirt's starting to come up right there. Oh, yeah. This potato war that I'm in, with all those wifeys out there who grow potatoes in barrels, I can already smell victory. Turned out to be a box of 8-track tapes. Alright, I like 8-track tapes. And Ansel sent a letter, he said, along with the tapes. He said, John, I hope we can use these 8-track tapes. They belong to my stepfather. Since he had some that could be recorded, he must have had that ability. I have not listened to any of them. Some of them probably need repair, should you see fit. But in any case, please enjoy them, especially the golden years of entertainment. Then he went on to say how he really likes the restoration videos, which is always good to hear. I'm glad somebody's getting something out of them. That's the whole idea here, you know. I'm not trying to be a know-it-all. Obviously, everyone already knows I'm not a know-it-all. I want everyone else to just have a few hints to get started with. And that's basically all I try to do down. Let's take a look at some of these things. We got some Johnny Mathis, Jerry Lee Lewis down in there. This is Johnny Mathis' greatest hits of all time. Ooh, I like Johnny Mathis. He's great. He's great. Then we've got some, I don't know what this is. This is Pure Gold of Chet Boots and Floyd. I never heard of that one. Sorry about that. Now here's one that's cool. Sister Sledge. I haven't heard the name Sister Sledge in a long time. Unreal. Slim Whitman, Montavani's Golden Hits, Ray Conniff, which are always nice. I always like listening to those. And we have another country one there. and a recorded one that's Pop Goes to Country, Charlie Pride kind of recording, so we'll stick that over here with the recorded ones. Donna Summer, always like Donna Summer. Peaches and Herb, there's another one I haven't heard for years. God, I haven't even heard that name so long. Then Anne Murray Country, that's always good. And here's something I really like. The Golden Age of Entertainment, volume, tape 1, 2, 3, and 4. Can't beat that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I plan to listen to those quite a bit. Ooh, look at that. Lots of, this is the jukebox Saturday night, the whole deal. I'm not sure how this meshes with the other Reader's Digest Big Band era songs I got. I'll have to check it out. I'll put some new, well, I don't even know if I need foam rubber in these. I might be able to just go ahead and plug them right in tonight. I might do that when I get home. Brother Ansel, and then of course we have some that are recorded tapes, don't know really what's on them. We'll find out, I hope. Thanks a lot, Brother Ansel. We appreciate that. You're a fine feller. So let's do a little shout out to Brother Ansel. Wifey's white clematis is looking really nice, looking really pretty. Boy, I'll tell you, they are a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. They really are. Nice flower. Ooh. Last year we had different color ones, but I don't know. We may get them down here by where I have the radishes sitting. We may get some different color ones here, maybe some purples, and I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Still a little early. Alright, I've downloaded and backed up and did everything, and apparently it didn't take. This is amazing. And then of course I went to the instructions that are, you know, in the hard drive itself, and it comes down here and it says, you know, if you got a laptop, you just go ahead and hook the hard drive, external hard drive, right into the laptop, and no problem from there on out. Well, I'm not using a laptop. I'm coming down here a little bit further now. This is what they tell me to do if you have a desktop. You just go ahead and hook your external hard drive into the desktop to the hard drive, and then hard drive to... I have no idea what that is. This is incredible. What is that thing? And you know, that's all you get. Those are the total instructions. I mean, this is supposed to be dummy proof, but I'll tell you what, this is one dummy that hasn't got the foggiest idea. I may have to get my son down here to do this. I don't understand any of it. It's about that wash machine rinse cycle water level that I spoke of in the last Mish-Mash video. I just went ahead and jumpered 2 wires in there, or jumpered 1 wire to another, and now we have all the water we need in rinse, and I'm only on medium. If I flip this to, if I flip it to high, see, it'll go ahead and fill up to high. Now before, there was no control in rinse over low, medium, or high. You could flip it back and forth all you wanted all day. It wouldn't have made any difference. So now it works like the wife wants it to work, and you can see we've got much more than 6 inches of water in there. So her clothes will now rinse out. Now it'll cost probably a little bit more in water, but you know, our clothes were smelling because all of this soap wasn't being washed out of them. There just wasn't enough water. I don't care what they say about these you know, energy efficient crap. It just doesn't work. Anyway, let me show you what I did. Here's a schematic for it, and what we have right here is a yellow-violet wire. That's all yellow with a violet stripe. Up here we have a violet wire that comes down here, and these are your two water levels. So I took the yellow and violet wire and moved it up and jumped it. I disconnected it from here and moved it up and connected it to the violet. So now both the rinse and the wash are controlled by the low, medium, and high knob. Okay. Now, I do not recommend that you guys do this. If you do it, you're on your own. Okay. This is simply something I did. Now I'll show you how it went inside. It's all done inside here. I have to open it up and put things back. I've got to solder the wire and, you know, insulate it real good. Right now it's just a temporary connection with some electrical tape around it to see if it would work. It does. Wifey's happy. I'm happy. So let's open it back up. The first thing you do is unplug the wash machine from the wall. No power. Here's the yellow and violet wire that I cut. Okay, I couldn't get that. I could not get that connector, that metal terminal out of that connector, and I didn't want to mess up the connector. I tried everything to get it out. I'm not sure exactly how that's done, so I figured, what the heck, I'll just cut it, and if it didn't work, I could always just splice it back together, and insulate it. Everything would be fine. Anyway, this is the yellow and purple wire. Okay, I just took it, or yellow and violet, according to the my drawing. And here is the violet wire right here. Probably doesn't look it, but it is purple. Let me see if I can shine light down there and kind of see it. It is purple. I don't know if you can make out purple. Anyway, they call it violet. It's purple. The wire I cut off the end of here, I just cut into the wire, remove the insulation all the way around the purple wire. I did it right here. And then I just took the remaining end that was here on this one, and I wrapped it around and around there and taped it on that bare area of the wire that I created by removing some of the insulation. That's all it was. Works fine. Now what I've got to do is untape it. I'm going to solder it on properly, and I'm going to insulate it properly. Alright, I untaped everything and went ahead and soldered this yellow wire into this purple wire, or yellow and purple into the purple. So now what I'll do is go ahead and put a little tape around that, and then put a little bit of liquid tape over the top, or vice versa. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go with that. And we also need to change the schematic, show everybody what we did, and then before we stick it back underneath this control hood here. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line straight from here. I'm going to have to go the other way, I guess. I'm trying to do things one-handed. I'll tell you, I'm going to go like that. Then we're going to go out, out, out. Just like that. So somebody will be able to see what we did, like so. Okay? Well, there it is, right there. I went ahead and covered that. I soldered it, covered it all up with liquid tape. After the liquid tape dried, I covered it up with an extra layer of electrical tape. It's not going to go anywhere. That's the perfect connection right there. Just got notice on the news that there's a tornado heading right for the town of Bologna, Arkansas, and that's where my daughter lives. That poor town is just recovering from the Bologna town is just recovering from a tornado. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. And it took out a lot of buildings, wiped out my daughter's business too. So we're kind of hoping everything will be all right. That's what tornado weather warning looks like. Tracking the weather. Look at all that red. That's all severe thunderstorms with tornadoes. This is a typical April and May down in Arkansas. Man alive, that's bad news. Alright, this is tornado weather. This is what it looks like. It's a lot lighter in the camera. It's actually very dark here. I'm amazed the camera is showing that much light. Right over the top of them trees, about several miles in that direction, is where that tornado is tracking through. And another one has popped up. So we're going to have a fun night tonight, guys. Well, there's where we live, Conway, right there. You can see where the tornado's tracking in that direction, just south of us.
Crossing right through Interstate 40 right now, between Mayflower and Conway.
And I have a report,
Go ahead.
miles southeast of Mayflower. Train spotter reports tornado at 7:34 p.m. That's 1 minute ago.
Oh, that's not good at all. That looks bad.
See if I can list any county roads or streets that show up here.
Right there, that's Bologna he's talking about right now.
Road, Nursery Pond Road, Rabbit Pen Road.
Big tornado.
Again, these are areas, thank you, I need a little bit bigger monitor. These are all areas where the tornado is about to move through.
Ooh,
So, a dangerous storm moving your way.
Yep, there it is.
There's Bologna. The
tornado is 1 mile to the west of Bologna.
Uh-oh.
It'll be there within a minute or two.
Be there in a minute. My daughter, her husband, and 3 kids are there.
Any bad news coming out of the Bologna area, folks, so I've been warning you now for a long time. I hope people can seek shelter and take heed. on these warnings, because that's a tornado that is moving right over Bologna.
Oh.
Very significant tornado too.
Bad, bad, bad. It's a big one.
Likely to be a little bit of damage from the storm, but hopefully if you're away from windows and into your interior-most room or hallway, you'll be okay. Again, I'm looking at the velocity mode here.
Oh, God, look at that.
Once again, El Paso, you're also after Bologna, so now's the time to really think ahead. You're probably getting some lightning off in the distance, some strong wind likely with this as well. Now's the time to go into the innermost point of your house, grab the pillows on your way, go to the closet, washer and dryer room, laundry room.
Sarah, massive hail also associated with this tornado. That's often the case with these stronger tornadoes. There's going to be some very, very large hail reported right now, over 2-inch diameter hail. So we're between golf ball and tennis ball size hail, and that is in the brunt of the storm, just to the north of where the tornado would be. So, oh my goodness, it's even higher now. We're getting reports of almost 3-inch diameter hail, folks, near Bologna. Almost 3 inches in diameter right near Bologna. That's going to happen, and then you'll hear the tornado come through. Very large, damaging hail.
That's amazing. What was it, 5 years ago, honey? They had to... 5 years ago, they went through the same thing. Tore the whole town up.
Right behind it. Confirmed tornado over Bologna right now. It's 7:52. Tornado moving through Bologna. The path has not changed.
They just reported
East at 40.
what happened in Bologna as best they can. They got one message out that said Bologna had extreme damage. Well, we got some good news finally. Our daughter, her husband, her 3 kids are okay. However, her mother-in-law's house was completely destroyed, completely wiped out. And what we have here is, hey boys, hey. What we have here is a bunch of emergency vehicles that were heading out toward Bologna. Those folks are going to need them.